Hey everybody, so not too much happened today in Opendoor. We pretty much gave back all the gains that we accumulated for the past 2 days. But look, we're going to talk about the chart and what can make this stock go up. All right, first, here's the hourly chart for Opendoor. And what I was just talking about, we lost all our gains for the past 2 days because on this day, we went from 175 to $2, $2 to 259. Next day, we came down a little bit, and then the earnings came out, and we knew it was going to go down because it was already up a lot anyway. To me, I think even if the earnings were good, I don't think it would still go up because people are going to profit take this 166 to 259. So even if we had a good earnings, I think it would still went down. A bad earnings still go down. So it was pretty much guaranteed it was going to go down yesterday on earnings because people are going to profit take regardless. And why not? If you're up thousands of dollars from the 166 all the way to 259, why not profit take on earnings? So let's look at today's action. Today's action, we went up a lot in the beginning of today. A lot of excitement. 188 all the way to 223. We broke the resistance that I talked about yesterday, the 210 and the 215, the 210 and the 215. And we went all the way up to 223. But, that wasn't going to last because people are going to profit take regardless. That's the thing about these pumps. When they pump, a lot of people want to profit take. They're not holding on just yet. For people to hold on, we got to have some good news, some good earnings, some positive news, and they're going to hold on. But until that happens, every time there's a pump like this, a lot of times people are going to profit take. So what happened was it came down from 222 all the way to 195 and kind of consolidated around there. This little area right here. Right in this area, consolidated. Then it started coming down some all the way down to 185 before close. Then we came back up to 190, which is not bad. Anything around $2 is not bad, So I'm still positive for Opendoor, but how do we go up from here? That's the question. That is the question on everybody's mind. How do we go back up? If the earnings were bad, it won't be earnings again for a while. How do we go back up? So the issue is this. For us to go back up, we need some interest rate cuts. But that probably won't happen for a while. So probably the best thing to do if you're into the stock, you want to hold long term and hope for the turnaround, is probably accumulate shares around this area. Around the area I'm talking about is going to be probably 175 to $2. And maybe if it goes to 150, maybe 150 could be good too. As I said before, 125 is kind of in the danger zone. If we start going below 125 and still like in a downtrend, going below 110, $1, kind of in a danger zone because it could get delisted or they could do a reverse split. So we want to hold that 150, 175 at all costs. At the moment, it seems like we're doing that. We're on 189. $2. We got to see what happens. But what I want to do this time, I want to go over some news that can make us go up. All right, here we go. Here's the information that you need to know when the stock is about to go up. When interest rates drop, several things can happen. Lower interest rates translate to lower mortgage payments for a given loan amount. So pretty much more people are inclined to buy a house. Even if the price is high, they're still more inclined to buy if the interest rates are low. The monthly payment will be lower. So they don't mind buying it. Even though the price may be high, monthly payment is low, they're down to buy. So that's going to help us out a lot when the interest rates drop and the monthly payments are much lower. People are going to buy more houses. Bullet point 2, as I just said, home ownership would be more accessible, more affordable for a larger pool of potential buyers, especially first-time home buyers. For example, a difference of just 1% in the mortgage rate can lead to a significant monthly savings of $250,000 on a loan. That's huge. That's why we need the interest rates to come down a little. Number 2, it encourages more individuals to enter the housing market, driving up the overall demand. And the bullet point says, as seen in historical data, where even a 0.25% drop in interest rates could unlock home ownership up for millions of households. That's huge. So what does this all mean for Opendoor? This will stimulate a rebound in the housing market, leading to more home sales and a hotter market overall. Opendoor will be able to acquire more homes, increase buyer demand could make sellers more willing to sell to Opendoor. And lastly, resell inventory faster. A more active market allows Opendoor to move its inventory more quickly, reducing holding costs. So this is what needs to happen for Opendoor on the fundamental side to go back up. So we know what needs to happen, and we know what the result would be if it happens. So now that we know that, let's look at the daily chart. So right now we're above that 175 support. We didn't hold the $2 support like we wanted, but we're not too far. We're about 10 cents below $2. We're at 190 after hours. Hopefully we can go above the $2 tomorrow and hold. That's our main goal. Hold above $2. Accumulate from there. Accumulate from there. And if they want to short, let them short. Then when some good news come out, some good data come out, that's going to be a short squeeze. So if shorters want to short, let them short. Because at some time, interest rates will have to drop. Looking at the volume today, we had a lot of selling. Only time we had some buying was in the beginning of the day, the first hour of the day. After that, pretty much all selling. So if we do go lower tomorrow, I'm looking at maybe 185, 175. Hopefully we don't go up in the 170s, but maybe 185, high 170s if we go lower. But if we go higher, we break the resistance at $2, and then we need to break that resistance at 210. So between $2 and 210 is going to be the area where we're going to struggle, and hopefully we break it eventually. Support 175 to $2 still. So right now what we're looking for is any news related to interest rates dropping, home buyer demand increasing, or a short squeeze. Another short squeeze would be good. If we get another short squeeze, it looked like it may go to $3.50 to $4. If we get a lot of volume in that short squeeze, we can break that $5 again. But in the long run, we don't want to keep going up just from short squeeze. We want to go up slowly from fundamentals. All right, that's all I have today for Opendoor. Please subscribe, like, and have any questions, go ahead and comment. I'm going to leave it right there. I want to see if we can break that $2 and hold tomorrow. And if we get a lot of positive news, break that 210. But we're going to see what's going to happen. All right, everybody, take care. See you in the next video.